Okay, here we go. Another episode. My name is David. This is my brother Ray, and we are
Preachers from the bleachers.
right. We got a lot to talk about this week. I say a lot for this time of year and the things that are going on. So, just want to remind everybody right away. You can watch us here on YouTube, or we got anchorfm.com/preachers from the bleachers.
hmm
That also shows up on Spotify.
Spotify.
Spotify,
Spotify. I just
and
like the way it sounds. Spotify. I'm gonna be doing this forever.
all right,
Spotify.
it's part of your shtick now. So forward this to anybody you think might be interested or whatever. We're just having a good time talking some sports and some other stuff. And as always, you can leave us some comments or brotherhood. You can get us on the group chat. Anything you want to talk about. I will say, have you noticed that since Albert is off punishment, he doesn't ask about anything on the show anymore?
Yeah. So he talking about he was I would talk, I would comment and talk. That's what he say. I would talk and comment about any. Al ain't yeah, Al don't love us no more. Albert,
Uh,
whenever you ready to make another bet, I'm ready to put you back on sports talk journalism punishment. So you don't have to talk about sports no more. Cause you just used us, bruh. For the first 2, 3 weeks, you were commenting and be like, hey, let me ask y'all this. Now
it was just a fix.
yeah,
He was
Albert
getting.
ain't even. Albert is no longer our number one fan.
That's
Lisa
right.
in New York is the number one fan now.
Lisa, and we're trying to get Tiffany Lee Fit to be our.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
We got
Ooh,
to keep
Lord.
saying her name till she
If
calls
I
us up.
if I was about 5, 10, 25 pounds lighter in a belly,
Yeah,
nah, I'm just playing. I can get it done right now. I just choose not to.
yeah, all right. Wait. I want to wager on that.
I'm coming to Texas. You know what? I'm bringing my gym clothes this weekend. When I get there, I'm bringing my gym clothes. Whatever gym Tiffany Lee gonna be at, I'm gonna be at that gym too.
All
Now
right.
we gonna see. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna flex my tricep because that's the best bicep I got. My tricep is
Uh-huh.
damn near Dwayne Rock Johnson worthy. This tricep, if I poke it out, it might poke boy. Man, I could block out the sun with this tricep right here, dude. I ain't lying. It's the best muscle goof I got.
All right. When you get here this week, I'll see what it looks like.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right.
Whoa,
Whoa. All
whoa.
right. Here we go. So let's go to the hot hand. Man, some big stuff happened this week. Zeke tested positive for the coronavirus. So, and a bunch of a few Texans as well. They won't say how many, or they said it was more than one. That's all I know.
hmm
Um, so, uh, man, this stuff, cases are skyrocketing. Texas just had back-to-back days of their highest days ever.
But why?
So,
It shouldn't be shocking that Zeke got it. You know what
well,
I mean? Zeke like to get around, man. You know, he's out here in Vegas to the EDC a few years back. I mean, somebody like Zeke always in the news, man. He always doing something. Zeke ain't the kind of brother that seem like I could just sit at the house and chill. So the more opportunities you go outside your house, the more opportunities you have of contracting anything, really. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it shouldn't be shocked that Zeke got it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He got a little bit of, you know what I mean? We kind of saying we gonna do what we want to do.
yeah.
You know what
But I mean, it wasn't just him though. It was some other guys. Like I said, they won't say who it is, and Zeke is kind of pissed that they released his info, and I'm not mad at him because
it
that's
is the
not
law. The
anybody else's
law is the
business.
law.
That's
I
right.
work in pharmacy benefit management. Every day I have to say something about HIPAA. Like, do your husband know that you're calling? Literally, I have to ask people, ask husbands and wives, do your husband and wife know that you're calling on their behalf? Because if they
Right.
say no, they get hung up on
Yeah.
politely,
Yeah.
nicely. But that conversation is over. That's
Yeah.
that's the law. So literally, Zeke could not only just fire his agent, who was the one to put it out there, but
Yeah.
could sue him in a court of law for leaking his HIPAA law. I mean his personal medical information. You can't do it.
Personally, I would fire the guy. I don't want anybody knowing anything about me or my health conditions or man. Most people I know have no idea where I live, so I don't. I don't want you. You're one of about three people that know where I live. That's you, and that's my boss, and that's the state of Texas because my driver's license has my
Right.
address. So, and my voter registration. So get out and vote, people. Um, but so, man, I don't blame him for being mad. I would fire that guy and sue him too, and say, look, you got no business putting my medical stuff out there. But I digress.
It's hard to
So
fire a man that helped you become the highest paid running back in the league.
somebody else could have done that too. There's plenty of agents out there.
But
Who's it?
he is the one on record that did it. So
Yeah, well, that's true. Well,
he can't he can't mess up again. That's for sure. He mess up again, he got to be out of there. We can't be, you know what I mean? I mean, if I don't know if Zeke really meant that for if he was serious when he said, "Hey, HIPAA." Question mark on his Twitter account. I don't know if he really meant that or was it supposed to be a joke, but
yeah.
I mean, it is against the law. I mean, that's
Right.
just the bottom line. Like, I mean, like, no, we can't even argue that one. It's against the law. Dude broke the law.
So go back to the coronavirus thing, man. It's okay. So cases are rising in 22 states, and Texas has back-to-back record days. Do you think that any of this stuff is going to collapse any of the agreements about people getting back to sports? I mean, because they shut it down. Like one NBA player got this, and they shut it down. So
when they shut it down, when one NBA player got it, but they didn't know what they were dealing with. So you got a better concept of what's going on. Sports is coming back just because of money. I mean,
that's true.
We can pretend like, you know what I mean, they're gonna find a way. Hey, Patrick Beverly said what I said 2 weeks ago on this podcast. If LeBron James say we playing, we playing. I
Right.
said LeBron, Kevin, any big time star, whoever the man is right now, if the top 5 to 8 players say we playing, guess what? They're gonna play. But it ain't even about their pocketbook. This one is coming from on high. NBA executive offices, they making that call.
Yeah.
I just think that they're playing. It's just hard. That's a lot of money to keep losing. And now that we know that you can be quarantined, y'all can be in a bubble in Orlando. We can test you. We can figure out testing is a little faster than it was 3 months ago. We got all these things in places now. All we got to do is put y'all in front of the cameras and make this money.
So let me ask you this. So the WWE canceled one of their tapings this week because a developmental talent tested positive. That means somebody standing on the sideline, somebody training like one of the what is the WWE Academy, whatever it was that
Tough enough.
Tough enough. Those
back
guys,
in the
yes.
day, it was tough. I don't know what it is today.
Right, yeah. So basically, one of those guys kind of standing around watching the show and in development or whatever tested positive. So they shut down their taping on like Monday night or whatever. So I guess my question is, no bubble is perfect. No, and I was having this discussion with somebody else today, and they said, hey, it's like the CDC. If you've got enough money, you can shut that thing down. You can put this bubble in place, and nothing should get through theoretically if you got the money to do that kind of stuff. But man, Orlando's not the CDC. You don't have biohazard suits, people walking around, that kind of stuff.
That big dome out there. What's the dome? What's the Epcot? Ain't Epcot in a dome? Put them all in Epcot, bro.
It's a big golf ball.
It's a big
golf ball. I don't know.
And, bubble. That's what it is. Put them all in Epcot. Let them sleep on cots.
So
let's play.
What are the criteria? What would make them shut this down again? Do you think if like half a team gets it? If
I think 3 players test is done.
You think so?
Let me rephrase. 3 players of consequence. So it's like a combination. So
yeah.
So if Anthony Davis
and LeBron
and 2 role players, might be enough. But if you get 1 role player, we just gonna send you home, brother. That's it.
Well, that's funny because that's the exact analogy that I used today in this conversation as well. Is that what if LeBron James and Anthony Davis both get it? and the other person said, well, it's like a hey, it's like a standard injury. If somebody rolls his ankle or breaks his knee or something like that, the show must go on, which I kind of agree with. But then I thought, but broken ankles and knees aren't contagious. So I mean, I can't give you a broken
If
ankle if
you
I get a broken ankle.
Here's the thing though, man. Like, I believe that people we're overblowing it. 99% of people recover. That's a CDC. That's from your CDC, right?
It's
I ain't
my
gonna try
CDC, it's not
your
yours.
C. Now it's not my CDC. I only say your CDC because you believe in whatever numbers that they say. So roll with those numbers too. 99% of people recover. So to me, um, to me, it's any other sickness. You know what
But
I mean? It's the
it's
flu, it's the pneumonia.
wait, wait for it.
99% people recover.
Not 99%, depending on who you are, your ethnicity, your age.
See, now you want to change the CDC numbers.
I'm
99%
not.
cover. 99% recover.
I'm breaking it down into
And we just
different.
talking about the athletes right now. We ain't talking about Pop.
Well, but
We ain't talking about
athletes,
Popovich. How many
but
coaches are over 65? Three or four?
but there's a higher percentage of African Americans who die because of this than
I
other
don't
people.
believe that bullshit either.
Okay.
They just like I mean they all I mean listen, is they already killing black people with policemen. They don't need the COVID-19. They don't need that. They killing black people other ways. I'm just saying 99% of the people recover. And we're not talking about you or me. We talking about guys who's supposed to be in shape.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm just gonna assume, I mean, you tell me, Dr. Dave, if you the better shape you in, the more likely you are to recover too.
I agree with that. I'm
So
just okay. My thing is
let's worry
somebody's
about
going to
the referee. Let's
that
like somebody that might
oh
not be in shape.
he ought to be in good shape running up and down the
He
court all the
should be
time.
too. So like I know they've been talking about Greg Popovich, Rick Carlisle, Kate
D'Antoni.
and D'Antoni. Well, they've been talking about maybe they're not going to be able to come out of the locker room. They're going to be stuck, which doesn't make sense. So, like, if it's 15 people on the squad and one of them
Right.
got it, so what's the difference if I walk out onto the court because I expose myself to another 15 players?
Yeah.
Bruh, they overthought that one. So
And
they
then they
haven't
get
put
all right.
they
They
haven't
get all
put the
sweaty
rules
and
in
make
place.
contact, and
Yeah,
then they come back and see you anyway. So yeah.
yeah, still gonna come back and see you. So to me, obviously hand sanitizer is gonna be huge. Like I'm sure the referee gonna be on the side with the ball. Like referees probably should wear gloves, and you got a hand sanitizer towel, and every time out, every break, they should probably be rubbing the ball down. I'm not saying this is gonna keep people from catching corona. I'm saying it might help them keep them from catching corona. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I mean, we had people play in the NBA with AIDS. You see what I'm saying? So back when we didn't know nothing about AIDS, and I listen, loved Magic Johnson, but I wouldn't have played that. There's no way in the world because we
Yeah.
didn't know if it could be transmitted through sweat at that time.
No, people were
That
scared. Yeah.
that's going to happen. It with Corona, somebody gonna be playing, right? And they gonna be sweating. You might have Corona, and you gotta, put a forearm in his back. You gotta check him. So either that, or we gonna be looking at 140 points a game by each team.
Yeah.
Turn to score. Ole,
Olay.
Ole, your turn to score. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
So we'll
It'd be
see.
an all-star game.
It's gonna be an all-star game, and with
But
that being
but
the case,
you're not
Lakers be the favorite because they got the two best all-stars.
yeah, you're not gonna know, but that other person has the coronavirus though, because as soon as they find out somebody does, he's off the court.
Man,
He's like, oh no, we get you mid
we
game. They
might,
find out you're out.
we might need a Corona timeout. If you on the court and you sneeze, timeout. That's an automatic timeout. You got to go get checked for Corona right now. You sneeze.
Dude, we
Do something.
we need to start a corona pool. Which NBA player is going to get it?
That'd be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know let me see who I would bet on. I would probably vote on somebody that just don't look healthy anyway. So who the biggest dude in the NBA? Oliver Miller still playing?
Oh, It was the guy for the Mavericks.
No, I meant probably should be in the league. Just heavy set and chubby. That's why I say
Oh,
it's yeah. Mm. Ain't no more of them.
no.
What Khalid Elamine at? You know what I mean? That's what I probably put my money. That ain't funny, man. That ain't funny. I kind of fashioned my game after Khalid. But anyway,
So anyway, well, I can't wait for basketball. I really can't wait for basketball. I want to see it. My boss told me today. He said, "Nope, you're not going to be taking any days off to go watch basketball all day."
no
Because
boss.
he listened to the show. He said, "No, no, you're not taking any days off to watch basketball."
We have. Can we block people from listening?
So, so as I say that as we sit here right now, say hello to Scott because he's probably on the road to New Orleans right now as he's listening to this. Not this moment, but at the time he's
At
listening to
the time
this,
that he hit it, yeah. By the
which will
time
probably be early in the morning. So, safe trip, Scott, and I might take a day off. maybe, maybe we'll see. Anyway, so uh, can't wait for basketball. So moving on, Major League Baseball.
Mm.
So something happened, I guess, with them today. Major League Baseball proposed um, 60 games in 70 days, starting July 19th. And the big thing, I think, was that it's a full prorated salary. So if you play 70 games and you made $70 million, then you get what 35 million, so half a
Right.
million a game. It's and I think that was the big contention. They were fighting over that because Major League Baseball wanted to do something like 70% or 70% of the salary per game, kind of thing for however many games they play. But they proposed that, and it does not sound like the Players Association is going to turn that down.
Finally.
So so we might see baseball starting July 19th. So that means that coming pretty quick, they need to start some spring training stuff.
I thought they already. I mean, like any other athlete that I might have a season, I might not.
Yeah,
They supposed to be ready. I'm not really expecting no spring training. Maybe pitchers. Like pitchers should probably be reporting tomorrow. As soon as they say, "Hey, it's a go," pitchers and catchers should report. All these other cats, you should have been ready already. We at the midsummer classic point, right? You should
yeah,
be
right.
halfway there. So for baseball players, they ain't got no excuse. They should have already been in shape and ready to go.
They
You're
should have had that what's that little thing you throw in the backyard. You throw the ball at it, and
something,
it
something. Listen, man, this is we gonna find out. I've been on record of many times saying that the word professional athlete is an oxymoron, but it's only an oxymoron. Like your money, the amount of money you make shouldn't determine how professional you are. It's
yeah,
still a child's game. It's a
right,
game. It's a game played by kids. You just get paid a lot of money. That does not make you professional. It's all the other stuff you do that makes you a professional. Right? Eating right, working out, studying film. That makes you a professional. So let's see how many of these guys are professionals and just gonna be ready to run all sports, hockey, everything. I don't care what your sport is. This is the time where you need to be as professional as possible.
yeah.
Because when your sport say, "Hey, it's a go," go. We not asking for you. We want you to see. I want to see you go full speed. You ain't got no excuses.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier for the guys who make tons of money because they've already like built the house with the full gym in it, and they got the full running thing out back. But if you're more like a utility infielder or something like that, you're living in an apartment. You got no gym. I mean, you got your apartment gym, which is likely closed down because of the
Likely closed
coronavirus.
down. But
So I mean, you can go run somewhere, but there's
that's
not
it.
like,
You
yeah,
have no reason. You might not be as strong, but your lungs and ain't no coach tap me out when in football. Ain't no hey, you have no excuse. You still have gym shoes and you can still go out there and run your 5, 8, 10, 12 miles a day. At the very least, conditioning should not be what else the hell you got to do?
yeah.
The
You
mall's just open.
you should have a tread. Even the utility infielder, like I said, that
You ain't got nothing else to
15th guy, he should have a treadmill in his
you
house.
should have. For example,
Those are cheap.
how do you not come out of this pandemic with something else in your life? Hopefully good.
I'm in better shape. I've been right. I rode 55 miles on my bicycle last weekend.
You see what I'm saying?
Over 3 different days, but
Eh,
and then 14 last
And
night.
they paying you $10 million, bro?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you can get your butt out there on the bike, ain't nobody paying you money to do it. They can get on a bike too.
You know what? The real thing that needs to come out of that bicycle riding is that Tiffany Lee Fit needs to come and ride bicycles with me.
We're going to keep saying that. Tiffany Lee Fit, Spotify. My two favorite things to say.
So, yeah, I definitely agree with you on the being in shape, man. That's where you make your money. That's where you ought to.
That's the professional part. But when they throw the ball up in the air, that's it. You're just grown children at that point. Yeah. Be professional. Be ready to go when they say go. Not half speed, not 3/4 speed, full damn speed.
Yeah.
That's why you get paid $1 million.
Some stuff I think is still going to be ugly, man. You get in there and you're rusty. So, like when basketball comes back, I expect a lot of rim shots and he's way to the left, just a bit outside
I'm
kind
sure
of stuff.
People are going to be between 5 and 8% below their normal shooting percentage. So if you're a 48% shooter, you might be 40 to 42. I'm fine with it. Now, I mean, while we still talking about that, who the worst in this baseball situation? Is it the owners or the players? Who greedy?
Man, I think it's more the players, man. I mean, I think there's no salary cap in baseball, so they're getting massive amounts of money anyway. Like Mike Trout and who's the guy in Washington? The guy he's not in Washington anymore.
Philly.
Yeah,
Philly. I don't think he got paid, but he didn't get the money that I thought he would have.
So, I mean, everybody else is giving something up. I mean, look, man, there's revenues being lost left and right, and everybody else is willing to give up a little bit on that, but the baseball players are like, nope, I'm not giving up anything. We negotiated for this, you're giving it to me, I'm not giving up anything. So man, I don't know if in the next round of talks with the owners and stuff like that, if the owners sort of galvanize themselves against that kind of stuff, I don't know what happens, but I think that it's more the players being greedy than the owners here. So, because the owners are giving up a lot. I mean, the risk is all theirs. I mean, they own the stadiums, they own the parking lots that they own. They get the money from the concessions, they get the money from the T-shirt sales and everything else. They're losing all the money. Players aren't giving up anything except for the missed games, and that's it. So, if I had to choose here, which I don't, really like to do that much.
It's hard to choose between billionaires and millionaires.
Yes, it is.
It is. And I have always chose, if there's an argument, I've always been on the players are right side.
Yeah.
Not this time. It's the first time for everything. They wrong. Them baseball players, they are so damn wrong. Like, I mean... Like, there's really no argument for them. I don't, you can't be no more wrong.
Like one of the pitchers said, yeah, if I don't get my money, I'm not coming back. If I don't get.
You got to be they are the most greediest SOBs. I mean, the whole damn country are taking less, doing less. The whole country, less. Wait. The whole damn planet is less. We are doing less. We're going outside less. We're eating out to dinner less. We're not going to work. People are not going to work. Making less money. And here you are saying, no, I want all mine. It's almost like they're not even a part of the rest of the planet. They don't want to live with us at all. Like, we just so different. We just gonna do our own damn thing. I want all my money. That's got to be the most ridiculous crap.
Selfish.
I feel I'm hurt because They make me choose the owners.
And you love baseball.
I don't never like to choose the side of the owners, but I ain't got no choice. That's how wrong they are. I believe the owners got money and they ain't losing. I mean, they losing it, but they got that loot.
Yeah.
But in this case, they have lost. Why can't you take some? Take your fair share. We ain't asking you not to get paid at all. They act like they don't even. This is frustrating because I really hate taking the side of the owners. I hate it.
I know. Well, here's something that Tom Ricketts said, and this is kind of, I mean,
Cubs owner.
this on the Cubs owner Tom Ricketts said, quote,
Scrub.
here's something I hope baseball fans understand. Most baseball owners don't take money out of their team. They raise all the revenue they can from tickets and media rights, and they take out their expenses, and they give all the money left to their GM to spend. And that's, and that's kind of the way, I'm a small business owner, and that's kind of what I do too. Anything my business made has gone right back into the business. I've never taken a dime out of it. But that's kind of what he's saying. He's like, I know we've had these discussions before about the owners making billions and all that stuff. And this is kind of what I was saying. There's another Major League Baseball owner who actually kind of echoed that in the last week or two, is that, these guys don't make tons of money off the team. I mean, they have tons of money when they buy the team. And I was saying before that the money they make is when they sell the team. The team gains value, and then they end up selling it. So they might make a little bit here and there, but if you spend $1 billion and you make 10 million, that's really, really, really bad return on your investment.
What's the average ROI for any business?
I don't know. It's better than that probably.
And I'm saying, Dave, they're
but they're losing, but they don't have that revenue now.
We ain't talking about the pandemic.
No,
pandemic aside, before
No.
you buy a team, you have a whole team of lawyers and accountants that tells you, is this good or this isn't a good investment. They don't let you walk into nothing.
Of course it's a good investment.
But you just said spend billions and only make 10 million.
Well, the investment is when you sell the team. That's when you make your money. It's like buying stock. You don't make money until you
are
sell.
Not qualified to say, what is her name? I think it was Jackie McMullen, ESPN Boston lady. Gets on my nerves. Anyway, I mean, like, I ain't gotta like you to respect you, all right? I believe she's legit at what she do. I just something about her that rubs me the wrong way.
Okay, sorry about that, Jackie.
Anyway. She said the problem is you invest $10 million and to make 11. And she's to an NBA player that's not sexy. I believe this was her that said that. She said, you take risks from the time that you're 8. Like, you didn't get to the NBA without taking some risks. So that's not even a risk, but that's what you have to do to live and survive. So I just extrapolate that math all the way out to owner level. It's not as small. It's not, I spend billions. I spend 10 billion to make 10 million, as you say. I'm still thinking if they spending 10 billion a year, they only made an 11 billion. However it works, I'm just saying the number is not nearly as small as you make it, and it might not be as great as I think it is or should be. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you and I are not qualified to make that statement, but I think Tom Ricketts is, and he was the one that made that statement.
Tom Ricketts should have never bought the scrubs anyway. I mean, the scrub, man.
The world champion scrubs are those ones you're talking about? I mean, it's been a few years, but
Yeah, I mean, like, and they only got one. Did you see the team?
That's one.
Did you see the team they had? How you not go to at least 4 World Series? That team was stacked, bro. They should have. I didn't say win. I said go to. I ain't even putting the pressure on them to win. How you didn't show up in 4 World Series? They should have been Atlanta Braves.
Because you got to play every game.
90s, man, not every game, bro, man. You already know in baseball, you win 54, you lose 54. It's the other 54 games that determine, how good you are, bad you are. That's just simple math. Like, it was simple sports math to me anyway. But
anyway,
and the scrubs, listen, if he didn't have that money, listen, he might be one of those people, but it's hard for me to believe because the Scrubs they're not a regional team. They're not the Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals is Kansas City. The Scrubs own all of Iowa.
Iowa.
Iowa. Going to Iowa, you're going to
Okay.
see a lot of Scrub fans. You'll see a lot of Bears fans. There's no team in Iowa. There's no professional team. But they don't root for the Sox, the White Sox. They
Yeah.
don't root for the White Sox. They root for the Scrubs. You
Okay.
follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the baseball team in Indiana, Dave? The Chicago Scrubs.
Oh.
That's
I was going to say Toledo Mud Hens, but
right. My point is they don't have just Chicago. They pulling revenue from all these other cities and states.
I understand that.
That's a lot more money. Let me
But
explain it to
there's
you.
only 20,000 or 40,000 tickets a game, though. I mean, so it's not.
TV. Again, let me
Well, you
explain it
got
to you.
WGN.
Let me explain it to you in a way that's clear, not to just you, but to anybody else that's listening. Dallas Cowboys have all of Oklahoma.
They
They
have more
got
than that.
parts of Mexico. I got three sons that live in Kansas. They get Cowboy games. And they get Chief games now in Wichita, but they get a lot of Cowboy games all the way in Kansas. Let us not forget,
We
they
get paid.
got all of Mexico. It That's a lot of product you get to sell in a lot to a lot of
That's
people.
fine. That's fine. All I'm saying is that money is not what you think it is.
I'm saying
It is
it's
not.
not
Every team has a fan base somewhere else besides where they're at, and those people buy.
as big as the Scrubs.
Maybe not as big, but it doesn't matter. We're talking about the general fiscal situation with most teams
Baseball,
is that they get that money and then they put it back into the team. That's how business works. You put a lot, you take some out if you can.
and they put it in an interest-bearing account somewhere. Like their money that they
Yeah.
make also makes money.
You know what interest is getting right now? I think I'm at like one of the highest places you can get interest in. It's like 1.25%. It's interest bearing account. Don't make me laugh.
Better than 0.25. That's
It
better
is
than
better than that, but not
I
by
tell
much.
you, Dave, you put $10 million in whatever. Again, I ain't an accountant. I don't know how this works. I ain't never seen $10 million. Don't even. If I saw it, I'd probably faint. But my point is, interest on 10 million is a lot different than interest on 1,000. Like it's just more money built. Like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're both agreed on that. We think the player's a little bit more greedy here.
Greedy.
So, so okay. So I think we need to take a little 180 here because there's something we forgot to discuss about NBA, and that is Kyrie Irving.
Mm.
So I'm gonna let you go. Kyrie, tell me your thoughts on what's going
Let me
on.
tell you. So first of all, Kyrie and we're from the same cloth, right? However, Kyrie is kind of in the middle of the cloth. I'm kind of on the ends. So even though we're from the same cloth, sometimes when you put that cloth and you wrap it around you, if it's a blanket, the ends kind of drag, and so you sometimes pick up other things. But when you're in the middle of the cloth, you're just weird. You're just all by yourself, right? There's nothing that really affects your thought process at all. I'm a weird dude. I get it. I understand it. Kyrie is weird, but he takes it to a new level. So that's
He-
all I'm really trying. It's just new level weird.
okay.
I understand what he's trying to do. I can
With which
appreciate
one?
what
There's two things here. There's two things. Go. Which one are you talking about?
all of it, Dave.
Okay. So the two things I'm talking about are one, uh, he doesn't want to play. He wants everybody to not play and support the movement going on right now, which I support, but I agree with LeBron. You can do more. Do I?
You can do both.
You can do both. That's right. And you know what? I'm going to see LeBron before games, after games, doing interviews on ESPN, talking about wearing T-shirts on the sideline. I'm going to see that all uh, when he's playing. The other thing is the starting your own league.
That
The
was that,
So I'm like, what do you think that's going to look like?
that,
You're going to get
that
maybe there's no
we
money to
already
begin with.
we already know what it looks like. It
The
looks like the big
XFL
looks like
look
the
like.
big three.
Oh yeah,
Looks like
exactly. That's
looks,
I thought about
looks
that
like the
today too. I was like,
looks like the
wait,
big three.
didn't Ice Cube already do that?
Yeah.
So
Big three
so
don't make millions though, Kyrie. If you want to go make $100,000 in the big three,
yeah,
you already go. There's already a black man that owns a league, Kyrie. You're more than welcome to go to the big three. I'm sure Ice Cube will love to have you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you gonna make 100,000. You gonna make 100,000. Other cats out there is making 50 grand or something like that. So I think he just way off. That's what I mean by weird. I get it. I understand it. And if he was trying to do like LeBron wants to own a team one day, right?
Yeah.
LeBron's supposed to be one of the most frugal people on the planet. Even made fun of himself in that movie that he did. What
Train
that
wreck.
movie? Trainwreck. He did that
Yeah.
movie with that chunky fat white comedian. It's kind of
Amy Schumer.
cute to me, but whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
my
You
point
said
is,
chunky, not me. Well,
I mean that's my specialty.
yeah. All right.
Um, my point is to own a team, you have to do certain things. We just talked about how much money they make and how much money they're not going to make, right? So if Kyrie is so adamant about it, put your pennies together and
Yeah.
you're right. And instead of buying a team like Michael Jordan did and like LeBron wants to do, start your own league. Start you a big five league where you're just going to actually be 5-on-5, right? If you just so adamant about it, keep your money together and then get all them high school kids, right? And make it better than the G League. But I mean, more than likely his best bet is to just go overseas and buy the whole Australian league. That you might be able to do.
Well, he might be able to, but if he does do something like that here, what I see that looking like is more like the CBA, like the old Continental Basketball Association. So I don't think it's going to be better than the G League because those G League guys have NBA aspirations. They want to be in the G League. They want to be tied to the NBA.
Right.
So you're going to get a lot of those guys that didn't make it in the NBA and aren't making it in the G League, and instead of going overseas, they want to stay here in the States and play. So that's
You
that's
gave
that's
this a
kind of
lot of thought.
I just a little bit, not a lot. I mean,
That's a lot of thought for something. I'm not gonna tell this man. I don't want to rain on his parade. If that's something you want to do, that's fine. But don't be telling people who make $30 million a year, let's break away from this and
yeah.
do our own thing for 250,000. Like I'm trying to figure out what a player like LeBron would have to make in their black only league. I'm listen, we're trying to be treated as equals. Like I get it. If Kyrie is a member of the Nation of Islam and he want to be separate, that's fine. That's your agenda. That's fine too. You can do. It's America, right? You're supposed to be able to do whatever you want to do, except for drive or walk home from the store or sell cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he's allowed to have it. It's just ridiculous to think that you're going to have. You think your name alone, like I don't know, Dave. It's just to me, it's not there yet. We're not there at a point where he's piggybacking off of black people being choked out and killed to start in my own league. That's just a big jump for me. Like
Well,
I understand. Let's not play, but I think it's the wrong thing because out of sight, out of mind. Like you say, when they put a mic in your face and you say, "Man, the game went well," but I also have to say this because it's important to me. Stop killing black folk. See, your platform is smaller if you're not playing,
right.
right? Kyrie missed the whole year,
Absolutely.
right? And then let's be honest, you ain't playing in these playoffs anyway because you
That's right.
hurt. So why the heck? Let me hear about somebody that's actually was going to be playing anyway.
Do you see the irony of him saying, "Let's not play," and then him saying, "Let's start our own league." It's like, I mean, which one do you want to do? Do you not want to play so you can focus on the movement, or do you want to start your own league? Because if you start your own league, that's a lot more work than just being on a team,
It just
and you have less time for the movement. So the irony there
weird,
was made me laugh today because he's like,
weird.
"Let's don't play, but I
Let's
want to
start
start
our
our
thing.
own league."
I just like it hurts me, like, cause I mean, again, it makes me feel like I'm siding with the wrong side because
Yeah,
I am as weird and as different and eccentric as Kyrie is, but he took it to a new level. That middle of the cloth weird. Again, we from the same cloth, but that brother's from the middle of the cloth, so he don't have no. It seems like he don't have no outside influences to say, wait,
well, he
let's
keeps moving
let's
away from
not.
his outside influences, like like LeBron was maybe in Cleveland or whoever in Boston, or what. He's like, well, you're influencing me too much, so I think I'm gonna go somewhere else where I don't have to listen to it.
You just need to hit the
I don't
pause.
know.
But man, like I can't imagine. Did he run this past his pops? Did he run this past anybody? This
Did he
some
ask?
high level thinking black folk. They said, that sounds good.
Did
And
he
then
ask? Did he ask his uncle Drew?
the Uncle Drew would have told him to get back on there and shoot them buckets
Young
and,
fella.
and shoot them buckets, shoot them buckets, and have a Coke and a smile and shut the
It's Pepsi. He was with Pepsi, not Coke.
whatever. My point is, Uncle Drew ain't trying to start no new league. Dave, it's frustrating to me because I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying this ain't the time. This ain't the platform to bring up your let's start a new league.
Yeah,
It ain't. That's something y'all do behind doors. You got to.
right.
Mm,
Hey, you know what? Let him start a new league, and it like be a summer league, and he can be like a coach or own the league. I watch basketball all year round. I'm okay with that.
right.
He doesn't even have to play. He can own a team, and it be like a CBA kind of thing, and I'll watch it all through the summer and go to
I,
summer league. And
I don't know what Kyrie money is like, but I just he said that just so nonchalant, like, bro, do you know what it takes to start a
yeah,
league? Not a league, not a team. Not a team. A whole damn league. Now, I'm pretty sure
ask
he
Vince McMahon.
asked Vince McMahon. He tried it twice. It's a tough thing to do.
Yeah,
So, like, that's why I mentioned the Australian basketball league. But there's probably a couple leagues over in Tel Aviv somewhere that you probably can own those, and you'll be the
yeah.
first black owner of a league. And then if you want to continue to transport young black men all the way over there, which again some people here would be happy about. But if you want to transport black men way over there to ball, just so you have your own, and yeah, I mean, is this a black league just for black folk? Like I
No, no,
don't.
no, no, no. What
It's not
you
well,
know?
bro.
I mean, if he owns the league, I guess he could make the rules. But there's a lot of European leagues that he could buy into or buy or whatever else. But those European leagues, they have bylaws that say you can only have like two or three foreigners on your team. The rest of them have to. So, but he could probably change that rule when he gets there if he wanted to do that, if he owned the league. But so,
Ultimately, I just wish Kyrie would. If he just said, "Hey, let's start our own league, and here's the plan on how."
yeah,
Even if it was a bad plan, I probably could. That end of the cloth that I'm on,
yeah.
I fold me up, and I'd be near the center of the cloth, and I could be with Kyrie again. We'd be on the, you know what I mean? That blanket would be,
Closer.
closer knit.
You'd be under the blanket with Kyrie.
I'd be under the blanket with Kyrie.
So, um, but anyway, it could have been, or maybe he was just, spitballing. It's like, maybe we ought to start our, like you or I would say, maybe we ought to start our own podcast. But
That's exactly what he's going. This is Kyrie. This is what you want to be. You want to be this.
no,
We don't get paid, bro.
no. But we need some more viewers, y'all. Y'all need to tell somebody. We need some more viewers. We're still having fun anyway. We're going to have fun whether it's one viewer or 100, or 100,000. But we need some more viewers, y'all.
Man, that is crazy. All right.
So, Kyrie, moving on.
Get off Kyrie. We'll be here all day.
All right. So a bit of fun. We love basketball, so we're gonna go to the off season here and talk about NBA best role players of all time. So who you got? Who you got? Some of your best role players.
Man, that's role play. Man, the first dude to come to my mind is probably the number one best role player of all time. Is going to be Robert Ory.
Yeah, Big Shot Rob.
That's 7 rings, bro.
I got him. I got him
When,
right here.
I ain't even got no list, but look, we ain't got to argue. Is that an argument?
No, no, it's not at all.
And the argument would be, what's a role player? Because I would probably put Dennis Rodman on the list.
That's another one I got right there.
I'm trying to think about some dudes from the past. Right now, it would be, best role player. What's the guy? Anybody on the Bucks that play with Giannis?
You know who I got formerly of the Bucks? Alvin Robertson.
That's the problem when you try to say role player. I remember Alvin Robertson. Didn't he play in San Antonio?
He led the league in steals like 3 or 4 years, man. He was.
I mean, I guess my issue would be role player because you had to put people in there like Bill Laimbeer. What's the difference? You have to give me a definition of role player. Somebody that only made 2 All-Star games.
No, somebody
is Chauncey Billups a role player?
No, he wasn't a role player. He was better than a role player.
Chauncey Billups is a flat out baller.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm talking about guys like
people know Chauncey Billups' name.
Oh, I would say
basketball players. See, that's
more than you probably think. I would say more than you probably think.
Why not? Because he on TV?
No, because he won what, 2 championships? 1 championship.
I don't know who they is. So I understand he was the leader of that squad, right? But he was only the leader because he was the point guard. Like we could easily say Ben Wallace was the leader. We could say he was
I got Ben Wallace on this list too.
See, you got Ben Wallace on the list. See,
I'm talking about guys that can dominate at like one facet of what they did. Maybe they made an all-star game, maybe they didn't. But somebody that came in and made a difference, either like hitting the big 3 or getting a lot of rebounds and that's just what they did. They played that one role.
I'm going to put my man on the list. As a GM, he sucked. But as a role player, I'm going to put John Paxson on the list.
He was.
I need somebody, listen, he might have created the term knockdown jump. Not him, but knockdown jump shot. That was that dude. That dude bro, listen again. Born and raised in Chicago, watched them Bulls. Bulls be up 8 and 9 points. Put John Paxson in the game in the last 2 minutes, and an 8-point lead is now a 12-point lead because my man just can't. Whop. He just put 2 threes on you, right? And I was like, damn, how did we get down 12 points? Just that quarter over. It's a big difference. This is a big difference in 8 points and 12 points. Now we double digits is like everything. Now we go into the second quarter. We're down 12. Either Michael or Scotty stay on the bench, and then they bring them in to finish it, and here come John Paxson again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now you're used to it, so what you do? You go out there and guard them, and now you got Will Perdue down there getting the easy bucket because we seen that in the first quarter, right? Dude, that's to me, that's role play. Like I know what we're saying about people like Dennis Rodman, but Dennis Rodman was good before he dyed his hair and put on a dress. He would have still probably been on that list.
He was still a role player, but what he did was rebound and play defense. That was his role.
He made role player into a stardom. Like we didn't give love to them like that. Like,
well, that we are saying best role players of all time. So these are star role players.
I'm saying to you, like, even though you can't not put Dennis on the list. The dude 6'6" at a time. At a time, they didn't play small ball back then, right? Today, Dennis Rodman would get paid a lot of money, right? Because he's 6'6" and small ball is in. People play small.
And he got 15 rebounds a game then.
Yeah, 14, 15 in a place where people elbowing you in your head. So, but
he was my first guy on this list.
But what kind of what made Dennis a star is all the stuff he did off the court. So I'm not saying he isn't one of the best role players. I'm just saying,
Well, man,
you know,
what made Dennis noticeable to the rest of the world was all the stuff he did off the court. If you were a basketball fan, you knew when he was with the Pistons doing his thing. You were like, oh, if you played fantasy basketball or anything, you're like Dennis
I'm
Rodman.
looking
I'm
for
taking it.
when I think of best role players. That's why I bring up Big Shot Bob. Is somebody that averaged 7 points. You know what I mean? 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. They filled up the stat line, and you might not notice. Like you'd be like, you don't pay attention to him, but people who know the game and understand the game, they know you ain't winning without that dude.
Yeah, you know that
That's why,
value.
yeah, his value is much larger. The only difference between him and somebody that is a star is his talent level, right? But he coming with talent and a little more heart and a
Yeah.
little more will, and that pushes him through, right?
So right.
So I ain't got many on my list. I'm gonna go with Big Shot Bob. I'm gonna go with Rodman. It's another guy. It's a guy I'm missing, man. Um, Charles Oakley, just because I love him. He one of the first brothers to introduce me into the glorious word of beards. And Brenson Buckner from the Carolina Panthers. I think he played on the Niners too. I think he's still coaching in the league too. But them two cats is, you know what I mean? They introduced me to the world of beat.
It wasn't Barry White.
No, man, I don't even know who that is. I ain't that old.
Oh, you don't tell me you don't know who Barry White
I
is.
don't know who no Barry White is, man. I'm telling you who's the latest and the greatest inspiration of my beard glory, man. Let me
You
tell,
get
let me tell you. Brenson Buckner, Charles Oakley, Patrick Terry, excuse me, Danny Terry Sr. That's Patrick Terry's father.
yeah.
And then Patrick Terry, again, for people that don't watch this show, is one of the members of the brotherhood that we belong to. His father and another dude named Sop. You don't know who Sop is? It was a brother, another brother that came up in the hood that always, older gentleman that like to part wisdom on us from time to
Like
time.
Aesop?
Just Sop, like sop up a
Okay.
biscuit.
Not
You know?
like Aesop's fables.
No, it's just Sop.
Oh, it's not the same
And so
guy.
Pete Sop, like I'm gonna sop up this gravy with this biscuit.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Sop.
right. All right. I think
I
that's
told me
enough.
I'm from the hood, bro. I'm from the
All right.
hood. We ain't got the normal names.
I got my beard from my dad, man. That's it. I
Yeah,
can just
yeah, I have,
but
I have, I
but
have.
anyway,
Yeah,
so my NBA apologize for the divergence. Ray loves his beard, and
yeah,
you better Google Barry White. You can't. I don't believe that you don't know who Barry White is.
man. I just hit
But
with the.
anyway,
I just said that these men were my latest,
okay,
greatest inspiration. Like, yeah, that I was let
okay,
straight over your head. I know who dude is.
all right,
I'm just saying it. Not I wasn't old enough to. I mean, dude was doggone dead. Like the Barry White I know is from Secret Garden.
okay.
If you don't know that song, I'm gonna send it to you, man.
I know a bunch of Barry White from
Quincy
back in the
Jones
day.
laid that track, boy, with Barry White, El DeBarge. I think was a boy with the eyebrows. I think I'll Be Sure was in there. That's the
Man,
only Barry White I know, bro.
we have left the building, man. We're talking about NBA role players and ended up talking about Barry White. So I'm gonna get back to my role players.
You gonna jump the shark?
I'm
Jump the
not.
shark. Oh,
We already jumped the shark.
Tiffany Lee.
Tiffany Lee. Tiffany Lee is my number one role player of all time. So, guys, I had on here obviously Ben Rodman, Ben Wallace with Dennis Rodman, because man, he played defense and got those rebounds as well. That dude was not any bigger than Rodman was. I don't believe he might have been 6'8" instead of 6'6". Big Shot Rob. I like the big guys, man. I stuck with that kind of a little bit. I said Kevin Willis. Loved me some Kevin Willis back in the day. And he stuck around for like 20 years. He was around for a long time. So Dale Ellis. Loved Dale Ellis for the Sonics. He'd come in and hit that big
See,
three.
I would have thought of him as a star. You said Dale Ellis. First person popping in my head is the first Curry.
Dell?
Dale Curry pops in my head. I would have said he's more. Dale Ellis was a star, bro. I thought he was a star.
Yeah, I
You
can
know what I
see
mean?
that. But I mean, I kind of think of him as like a 3-point specialist. I mean, until Reggie Miller came into the picture and started just bombing everything, he owned the record. He was the first one to 1,000 threes, Dale Ellis. So, yeah, he was more of a star. You're probably right about that. But I think of him as that great 3-point shooter. Um, Iguodala, I think, was one of the great role players. Um, I said Alvin Robertson. Also, another one I had to throw in a Maverick here, Fat Lever. So he was one of those guys like Alvin Robertson that would come in and get you like
I
he would
would have
get like
said, man,
5 steals in a game,
I
man.
guess so because we can't really call him a star. But how the
No,
hell is he a Maverick? That man is a Nugget.
well, he was a Nugget. You're right, but he did play for the Mavs for a little bit.
Yeah, man. But he's a, nobody know that dude played for the Mavs, but
I
Mav
know.
fans. That dude is a Nugget.
And then the last one I had, he's kind of like off the wall a little bit. But back in the day, I used to love Ronnie Cycli because he was like
Like all the big
I
dudes.
I don't think yeah I
For
do
a
like
guy
the big
that
dude.
loves jump shooting basketball team. Now you want to get a big man some love. Okay, go ahead, go with Cycling, man.
I love guys that can get in there and get 12 rebounds a game.
Ronnie
So,
Cycling ain't got no 12. We research. We
okay.
need a research department.
He
That brother ain't got no 12.
listen.
Okay?
He
Eight
was
and
on
a half.
he was on enough of my fantasy teams that I know that he got some good rebounds and
He
some
averaged-
block shots.
You mean 12 like 2 seasons, maybe?
Like yeah, for the season, maybe 2 3. I didn't say like for like huh?
He ain't
I
averaged no 12 rebounds for no 3 seasons. Never.
I don't know. I don't know. But he would get a lot of rebounds. He would get in there and get the rebounds and block shots and play great defense. I do remember watching that.
Fair enough. Let me just say who since we on the subject and I didn't have many people on my list. Let me just say Tony Kukoc, one of the worst role players.
You know what? Well, when we talked about doing this NBA best role players of all time, I was going to come out and say the best one I have of all time is Tony Kukoc. I knew that would set you off. That's funny. All right, so that was a bit of fun. Let's go to tailgating. So anything going on outside of the arena we want to talk about? So just in general, how was Xander's trip this week? What'd you guys get into this week?
Oh man, what did we do first? First of all, we went to the strip twice. We did kind of half and half. Like one day we did half, then the next day we did half, and then we went downtown. He loved that. The light show that they do,
Yeah,
he captivated. I mean, like it was it was cool to see it through somebody's eyes, especially a young person's eyes. He loved it. Um, the ladies with the pasties on their breasts, he was trying to act all shy. Um, you know what I mean? But then you look at him and you be like, "Why you looking? You over there? You drooling? That's okay. Me too. Shit."
yeah.
Uh,
I was trying to figure that out. Like, are there really women standing out here looking like that? Like,
they outside. They got their
right?
boots out. Yeah, that's kind of shocking. Um, then we went to Lake Mead on Saturday for his birthday. The boy loves the water. You know, what I mean, people was like, "Hey, your son's way out there," and I'm like, "Hey, that boy swim in the ocean. This little lake water he gonna be all right."
Yeah,
You know,
right.
like I'm not. I'm like I can't swim anyway. So if he drown, he drown. I'm just gonna cry. I mean, but there's nothing I can't. All I can do is say, "Hey, help!" That's all I got. I can't swim, but I'm not gonna tell him not to swim, not to take a risk. Man, I ain't finna do that to none of my kids to tell them not take a risk just cause something I can't do. Ain't no
Right.
sins of a father around him. Speaking of stuff I can't do, I said I can't swim, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Ooh, the last thing we did, I got on a kayak, bro. I think I got my white card. I got
I don't think you get a white card for getting in a boat,
yeah,
man.
yeah, on a kayak. Ain't no brothers kayak. A kayak, bro. A
Okay.
kayak. I can swim. I'm on a kayak. I realized my son was just like me, like I've always known this anyway. But we on the doggone kayak, he getting frustrated. He out there with the left, right, left. You know what I mean? But sometimes he say left and he going right. I'm like, man, I ain't finna you. But man, we just out here on the water, son, having a good time. Why we trying to race?
Yeah.
But so whatever the case, it was still a good time though, man. I mean, listen, if you come to I tell people all the time, Las Vegas, you could do anything you want to do. You could be whatever you want to be here. We have people that will, set it up. If you want to be a king, Las Vegas will make you a king for a day. You know what I mean? Whatever it is you want, whatever it is you want to do. But me, I don't care what you say, bro. White card, black guy kayaking, and I can't say I got a white card. Like white people can't say. Like I wish if a cop was to choke me out, I'd be like, wait a minute, brother, I'm white. I kayaked. The hell, you can't choke me.
I don't think white people go around talking about kayaking like, no, it's a white thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
I don't think
they have to. There was no other black people there, Dave. I rephrase. There was one brother there, but he was in a boat with the cutest little white gal, right? But that don't count. I kayaking because my son want to kayak. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My friend Nicole. Some days she's Naomi, some days she Nicole. Just depends on which name she want to go by. I'm pretty sure she's a Gemini.
Okay.
But she adventurous like that, and so we just decided. I said, hey man, I'm gonna get in on the adventure too, man. The price was just it, man. The price was right. 2 hours, 2-man kayak, 32 bucks, $50. So that's $25 a person. Man, that's good time, man. It's good time for 2 hours. 2 hours was almost too long. It was just long enough to make you be like, okay, I'm done.
Well, would they let you, like, if you could, would they let you take your own kayak out there?
One man kayak, $32 for 2 hours.
No. I mean, like, if you owned one, you could take it out there. Or some of
Um,
those places will let you in with one,
Yeah,
some won't.
I've seen some people with a nicer kayak, so I'm pretty sure that wasn't
Yeah.
right. But it's not a this ain't Lake Michigan.
No.
It's Lake Vegas. So I'm probably sure they got some kind of regulations on how many people can get out there on that water. All right.
So what was his favorite thing to do this week? What did he enjoy the most besides beating you with Fortnite?
Uh, I don't know, man. Xander is cool in the game, man. He cooler than the other side of the pillow. So saying what his favorite part is, that would be difficult. I tried to get him to come in here and talk about it, but he Fortniting it up right now.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I told him Uncle Dave was gonna pay for zip line, so we're gonna see. Maybe
All right.
zip line. Maybe zip. We're going Thursday.
All
Thursday
right.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Venmo. You got Venmo. I'll cover it.
Right on.
So
But
and do the long one, man. Do it the Superman. Do the 5 blocks.
it's 11
Five
blocks.
blocks. Oh, is 11
Uh,
blocks?
11.
No, it's
No,
11 stories high.
it's 11 stories high.
Yeah. 5 blocks. Right
Yeah.
on.
I mean, whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah. Cool. So, okay, well, let's move on. I had it here in tailgating to mention that Tiffany Lee did not hit me up after her mention last week. So, what gives?
We gonna wear this one out, dude.
I know.
We gonna wear this. You know what? I'm gonna send her the link to this
Yeah,
podcast.
you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, I know you don't know me. I'll be in Texas this weekend.
You need
But
to meet my
you
brother.
get
You need to
mentioned
meet
a
my brother
lot.
Dave.
You get mentioned a lot on this podcast. So we just thought maybe you might want to listen.
Yeah. So, okay, moving on. You suck. What you got for you suck, Ray?
Man, the only you suck I have to is for just people just not necessarily caring about one another. We got Black Lives Matter marches all over the place. You know what? I'm on backtrack just a little bit.
All right.
I see people coming back to Vegas, and it's your money. You spend it how you want to, but I don't make them major bucks like people as some, but if you know the difference in a homeless man and a man that wants to drink a beer. Like you can see the difference, right?
Yeah.
It's just amazing how many times the people will come here with $5,000, $10,000 to blow. Again, it's their money; they could do whatever they want. But they got people downtown, man, in a wheelchair with no legs, asking for some. Like, I don't think you can fake the no legs thing.
No.
But even if
Eddie
even
Murphy did it in Trading Places. But no, I'm
but
sorry to make a joke of that.
even if you even if they finna buy a beer, he ain't got no legs. Shit, what's wrong with it? He need a little more than a beer. You know what I mean? I'm blessed to have two legs. I can walk on. My knee hurts sometimes, but even if he just want to, have a beer, it just amazes me how we walk past these people. I don't know why I ain't gonna say they suck. I'm just gonna say it's your money. You can do whatever you want. It's kind of sucky not to just get that man with no legs. You can't give him $5 and you finna spend 5,000 in a casino. $5. I mean, like I
Right.
just said, I was bored. I ain't had nothing to do. I just sat there and watched how many people walk past the cat with no legs, and then they didn't put nothing in the cup, and then you walk right over there and spend $32 on a drink. You could have spent 25 and put five. Again, it's their money. They could spend it how they want. They earned it, but it's kind of sucky.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sucky. That's all. That's all I got for that. For you,
All
son.
right. All right. So you know what? I started this whole thing, but I tell you what, I don't really have anything for you suck this week, man. My bicycle trails were clear. I mean, so I've ridden 69 miles in the last 6 days.
Hey,
So that's pretty cool. So I can't complain about that. My updates to my video games finished today. And how long ago we talked about that? 2 weeks.
that's Saturday. That
It's,
was 2 Saturdays.
it was 2 Saturdays. They say finished today, so I can't complain anymore because they finally finished. So I guess AT&T still sucks, but my stuff is done. So um, I guess that's it. I got no real big complaints at the moment. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Got a lot accomplished at work this week, so that was good. Um, so no, you sucking this week for Dave. So you got anything for Ray's rumination?
Ray's rumination. I just want to send out a shout out to that special lady in my life. That's why you see the hearts over my left
Uh-oh.
and my right. I just want to say I love you. That's all I got.
Yeah, you notice there was no name.
Hey man, why you trying to be funny, man?
I'm
Why you
always
trying
trying.
to be? Why
I'm
you
always
trying to be
trying to be
funny, man?
funny.
Why you trying to be
No,
funny?
she
Notice
knows
there
who
was no name.
she knows who
If
she
y'all
is.
start saying names, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, this happened to me one time, and the girl said, "Why you never say my name when we made love?" And I said, "Ooh, baby." That's your name.
No, you know who you are. That's all I'm saying. You know who you are.
Look, I don't want her to get hate mail. People are haters.
That's true.
People
Like,
they send me some draws. I'm sure they will send her some hate.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
yeah, that's a lot of effort for nobody that will comment on our show. We're not getting any
I'll
comments
say,
on the show.
I'm gonna say her name. I'm gonna say her name.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Tiffany. Tiffany
Uh,
Lee. These hearts are for you.
I knew it. Uh,
Never let details get in the way of a good story, brother.
that's right. I hear you.
Days
So
dialogue.
Dave's dialogue. I really don't have that much for that either this week. I've like I said, I've had a good week. I had a pretty good week at work. Gotten a lot done. Gotten a lot of riding done, so I feel good. The summer's coming and it's hot, so I'm worried about how much riding I'll be able to do.
Mm.
But um, that's really all I have, man. I'm just looking forward to the next few weeks. I'm going to take a week off. right before the 4th of July. Normally, when I would go to Vegas for the summer league,
Mm.
but probably do a lot of riding that week. And
We got a lot of less COVID-19. You might you might want to
yeah,
come.
you're
You might
right.
want to come and not catch nothing.
I want to jump on a plane and get there.
Dirty cheap right now. I see a lot of families, dude, on the strip. Right after they said it opened, so many families. A lot of them minority families, black, Hispanic families, black and Hispanic families, because it was a good cheap getaway. You do have to take that risk and get on a plane with somebody that might have COVID,
Yeah.
but
Well, you know why
yeah,
all the cases in Texas are growing? It's because everybody went to Vegas and caught it and then came back.
it's possible. And they all from Dallas because we
Yeah.
already know San Antonio ain't got no money.
Well, Houston's getting worse.
Houston got a little oil. They got the oil money down now.
Yeah, so
That's
they've had
all
like
money.
record hospitalizations in the last week. So
In Houston,
in Houston,
they have to stay out that water, man.
yeah, that's true.
That
So
water.
praying for all you folks out there that you stay safe and stay healthy. But I guess that's it for this week. Had a good time.
And we promise to do better next week.
Promise. Promise.
I
We
promise. I promise. We do better next week.
we promise every week to do better the next week. So just keep getting better. We're having fun, like I said. So you guys have a good night. Appreciate you listening, and see you later, man.
Peace.
All right.